Hi, I'm Erik Roggeveen, the curator here at the New Zone Gallery, and this month I have a featured show up for the month of November. It's mostly my woodworking and screen printing pieces, all from out of my shop here in Eugene, where I've been creating stuff with my wife for the last 11 or so years. The New Zone Gallery has also been where a lot of my physical labor has come to fruition, working with the other artists here and trying to get them represented as best as possible. And being a Eugene artist, part of a Eugene artist collective, is as strange as it sounds. Well, I find a lot of my work is centered around the idea that it's progress for myself rather than focus on any individual piece. I usually have a very clear vision with each piece and an idea of where I want to go. I have hundreds of ideas scattered through sketchbooks, and all of them at various stages of development. And it's not until I get a real impetus push or an idea that I feel at least has some kernel of cleverness or some other thing that hasn't been just done by rote before over and over again. And I use those to try to, develop a piece around it, go through the entire process of printing and, breaking it down into its layers, testing it with inks and papers to see like where the most remarkable pieces stand out, and then trying to capitalize on what I've learned in that short print run, artist proof period, to print the best ones I can. And right about then, if not after I sell 3 or 4 of them to my first buyers to pay for the amount of paper and ink that I've done, is when I fall out of love with the piece. So, I love it the whole time, all the way through, and then as soon as I'm done with that process, my mind automatically shifts to the next piece, because I know that I'm not going to get any beneficial things other than maybe money to live on from what I've already done. The only things that are going to give me satisfactions are the things that I will do. And this is one of the centerpieces of my show from the New Zone this month. It's a rehabilitated grandfather clock that I originally got from Habitat for Humanity over on the southwest side of town at the, not the Bring store, the Habitat store, the Restore, that's what they call it, pardon me, the Restore. Everything was pretty much rebuilt from there, and all the pieces of plexiglass and printed material were all from my shop and from various sources that we're able to do. There's a tiny little clock inside that actually does tell the time, and one of the best features of this is not only is it a functional sales device and a very low footprint shelving system with its own built-in lighting, but also a ring box. So the whole thing is just a box for my ring. Originally, I had a plan from the start, but yeah. Sorry. The acrylic cutting and everything is all plotted on a glow forge. The hardwood pieces and everything are all again sourced from pretty much places like St. Vincent de Paul's and the Restore. Little bits and pieces here and there, and then collected all together into one thing. Laser them out, use what I can, and a little bit of glue and effort to make people happy or yourself happy in whatever ways you want. If it's even just flipping burgers or something else, that's great. But there's only certain amount of ways to leave an indelible impression that might be able to affect people after you're gone. And art is one of those remarkable things that it kind of, as soon as it removes itself from you or you release it, it does what it does out there. And I mean, people can respond to it. You hope that people become emotional about those kind of things, because you want to evoke emotion and feelings and interest from people in what you do. And in a way, it's like sending out these little bombs into the world that might, erupt in joy or cause a family emotional brawl on Thanksgiving or any other kind of things. But I mean, knowing that you're putting something out there, I've been lucky enough to have people come back to me, and as a print artist, I can put 50 copies of a thing that I create out into the world. And amongst those, some of them are going to end up safety pinned to a dorm wall with stuff thrown at it, and it's going to get discarded when they leave school. It's going to be just something that was there in their childhood. And other people are going to have a beautiful frame, and they're going to put it in their house, and they might give it to a family member when they pass on, and it's going to accrue its own value within its life and the people's lives that it's affecting. So knowing that I can do these little things that just marginally affect things in the world, generally positive, I would say. I don't do work that's primarily negative, you know, though I use things that some people are affected negatively by. But that, again, is a perception. That's not my perception, so I can't afford them too much, you know, courtesy for the way that they feel about something when I have no ability to affect that. Everybody develops their own perceptions in life and how they receive information, you know. I'm normalizing demons.